Hey guys, welcome to your Michigan Compass. Today we're doing an out-of-bounds trip. We're in Logan, Ohio at Hocking Hills, and we're going to check out Old Man's Cave. Come along with us for this awesome adventure. Now, because this is a state park in Ohio, they do have a building as you enter in, and there's bathrooms here, and I believe they carry souvenirs and other various things. Inside the building, there's a lot of interactive displays and various things to look at. Lots of various information about the forests and the trees here at Hocking Hills. And they even have some interactive cave displays. This one is mainly for kids because it's a little bit short for me. Over here, the actual interactive cave. Different displays telling you what you're seeing and what to look for, such as bats. This one talks about the various joints that you'll see in the cave formations. And a whole bunch more information on weathering and erosion. They also have a gift shop inside where you can pick up different souvenirs and various things, such as t-shirts and snacks. Upstairs inside the building, there's also this area that has an example of what the trails are like. This would be an example of what it's like walking on those trails. And they also have stairs carved into some of the areas. And the steps are different heights. This one's probably a good 18 inches, at least. So if you're not good with climbing steps or uneven ground or uneven height steps, this might not be for you. As an example of some of the things you should be wearing if you're going out. And I think you saw in my intro video, I am well prepared for this trip. One of the things these mannequins definitely have on them is a water bottle. And while I don't have a water bottle, I have the actual backpack they're wearing. It's not an LL Bean, but it is a Camelback, and it's carrying 2 liters of water and ice. And right over here we have a model of the caves. This is going to be really cool walking through here. I don't know if you can see this very well because of the glare. Let's try that. That's a much better look. So one of the things I didn't mention about today is that it's 93 degrees out here. I've got my 2 liters of water in my Camelback, which I can access via this straw right here. And I've got my camera gear and a hat. So let's go do this. Right across from the main building at the entrance, you'll find the entrance to the trail. And it's right here past this stone wall. This bridge is the very beginning of the caverns. So we look down. It's only about maybe 8 feet down right here. But as you look through the trees, you'll see it's much further back that way. Alright, I changed things over really quick and I put the wide angle lens, which I've never actually used. Put that wide angle lens on here so you guys can get a better idea of how amazing this looks. cave right there. Don't know if you guys can see that in the dark. I'll try and lighten this up in editing. But that goes back in there probably a good 15 feet. And I would imagine if you were one of the Indians long, long ago, you could have slept in there, or even a bear. Pretty cool. Up ahead, we've got more stairs to go down, and another cave over here as well. And by the way, up above me is all rock, too. There are lots of stairs to go up and down, so keep that in mind if you decide to come here. Plan ahead. Just look at that, that's amazing. Looking back up that way, that's where we just came from. And that bridge way up there is where we started our journey on this trail. Just look at this rock formation. You can see the water reflecting right off the rocks. And right above me, there's a rock sticking way out from the rest. Over here, you've got some very unique steps or a bridge. And right above that is the A-frame bridge we saw in that model. And at one point we'll be up there and take some video looking down. All right, here we go. Going to cross over these funky cement steps they put in. It is kind of cool though. Guys, I kind of wish you could see this. It's pretty amazing. The rock formations, just the scenery around me, the bridges, and the location of everything. This is a really cool place. If you ever get the chance to come here, it's Hocking Hills down in Logan, Ohio. Definitely worth checking out. Over here, you can see some of the rock formation has fallen. Looks like it's been there a while, so I don't think too recent. But you can see where it's fallen off the cliff. Over here, a sign pointing to the reason we came this way. It's Old Man's Cave, and it's right across over there. In case you're wondering, how do you get over there? Well, it's simple. You have to go down through here. Now, I did not bring a flash with me or a light, but I do have my camera, and it has a light on it. Hopefully it's enough that we can see inside this small tunnel. Just in case you're going to the lower falls, you would continue down this way and around there. But we're going to Old Man's Cave, and that means that we're going across this little bridge. And this is what it's all about right here. This is Old Man's Cave. Right up there, we're going to take those stairs up and be climbing right underneath all that stuff above, those trees, basically under a cliff. Staircase over there. And by the way, I'm on that bridge that I just mentioned. Looking around, we are down in the valley of this gorge that has been slowly eroded by the water, and there, back there is a waterfall. All right, well, zoomed in as much as I can on that waterfall from where I'm at. Might be able to get a better shot when we get up on the stairs on the other side towards Old Man's Cave, but there is a waterfall right there. And we're about to enter yet another little tunnel. This one a little bit lower than the last one, so you got to watch your head as you're going through here. A little step up. Definitely have to crouch down to get through this little tunnel. And we made it. All right, well, currently I am in Old Man's Cave, and I'm gonna flip the camera around so you guys can see why it's called a cave, because I didn't realize it. It just looked like a slight overhang. No, it's an actual cave. All right, now this is the same point that I was at, and if you look at the curve way over there, I'm gonna follow it around with the camera, and it curves around to way over there. So we are in an actual cave, but it's just so big that I can't show you the whole thing in the frame at once. This is the back area of the cave. It goes way back under here. You can walk along. You have to watch your head though, or you can hit your head on some of those rocks. That green stuff that you can see, it's like a moss or something covering the rocks. Well, we are definitely heading back up and away from Old Man's Cave right now. Lots of stairs to climb. Perfect example of that moss growing on the rock wall. All up this staircase. Well, you guys know how much I love my historical placards And this particular historical marker talks about Old Man's Cave and how it got that name. It was a gentleman who was a recluse named Richard Rowe, and he made the cave his home in the 1800s. Since then, they've called it Old Man's Cave because of Richard Rowe. And I was just saying when we started on this journey, checking out these caves, that somebody could live in there. And I was right, somebody did. All right, coming up on the A-frame bridge that I was speaking about earlier, we looked up at it from down below, and here it is. And from here, we'll be able to look down into the gorge. And right down there, those cement steps that make up that bridge we crossed earlier. And then looking over on this side, back towards Old Man's Cave. All right, guys, so we've moved on to our next trail, and we are going to go see what is called the Devil's Bathtub. Don't know exactly what it is, but I know it involves a waterfall and a giant pool where that waterfall ends up, and I think it's going to be something like what I'm going to show you right now, but this is not it. So if you look above, you'll see a bridge, and we just crossed over that bridge, and right below it, we got several waterfalls that split up and drop down into this pool. And looking over to the side here, more caves. And an area down here where I think we can actually go down to. We're going to go check that out in a minute. There's a slightly better view of that waterfall. Very, very cool looking. Well, we just came down some steps, and look at this amazing view. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Just check that out. It's absolutely amazing. Rock formations along these walls. How cool is that? All right, coming up this direction is what's known as the Devil's Bathtub. All right, well, this area is known as the Devil's Bathtub, and it's where the water comes downstream and ends up right there in that little pit before it dumps out again further downstream. There's a bridge right here. We're going to take a look at it up close. And over on the other side of the bridge, you can see there's quite a bit of a drop. That water that's flowing down there is probably about 30 feet down from where I'm standing, at least, flowing further down towards Old Man's Cave. All right, here we are on the other side of that bridge. And looking down, you can see the water way down there and how it's cut a path through the rock. More narrow steps with different heights. Some only a couple inches and some a foot and a half at least. As we make our way down, that is the area we were just looking at. Can't quite see it, but the waterfall is back that way. And we found a turtle back in this cave. Just kind of hanging out back in here. You can see him, he's very cool looking. He's kind of a yellowish and black color. And then looking further back into this cave, goes way back in there. Wonder if this is his home or if he's just checking it out like we are. All right, well, I was able to cross over to the other side of the stream, and if you look way off into the distance, you can see the Devil's Bathtub waterfall spilling out into the stream. Let's see if we can't zoom in a little bit and get a better shot. See it there? Right in the middle. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this special out-of-bounds adventure with us today at Hocking Hills at the Old Man's Cave. We got to see a few cool pieces of nature at its finest, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click on that compass so you can stay subscribed to future videos just like this. And remember, sometimes adventure is a little further away.